And they continue to fall back as fast as they can, and they're basically in an every man for yourself situation at this point. They finally do get back, and he ends up in sort of a compound, and he tries to find his battalion commander, and so he does. Going back to the book, we walked across the courtyard and down the dark steps of the house into the basement. A group of enlisted men were eating K rations. Colonel Tuttle was quietly talking to a group of officers. A dim candle lit the room. "Nice work, Mac," Colonel Tuttle said. I couldn't control myself. I could control myself no longer. The choking sensation in my throat became racking sobs that I could not hold back. The colonel tried to comfort me, and I felt foolish and childish, but I could not stop. Someone gave me a cigarette. I held it with trembling fingers. I was suddenly conscious that Colonel Tuttle was saying something to me, but at first I could not make any sense of what he was saying. This had been no local German attack. The enemy had already broken through and taken Bulligan, catching the division quartermaster and the engineering troops unaware in the undefended town. The main supply route from Krinkelt to the rear through Bulligan had thus been severed. The two other battalions of our regiment had been thrown into the battle, and the division was abandoning all its gains in the offensive to hold this critical area. Our battalion had held long enough for the 9th and 38th regiments to withdraw past the vital crossroads guarded by two stone farmhouses that I remembered from the trip forward. The 9th was setting up a line along our present location, and the 38th had taken over the defense of Krinkelt. There were unconfirmed rumors that this was a big German push all along the First Army front. The news stunned me. I stammered. I mean you did a good job, Mac," the colonel said. "The Germans are throwing everything they've got. You held out much longer than I expected after I learned the true situation. So I had not failed, and I Company had not failed. I was almost happy that the German offensive was a large-scale one. My men had done an excellent job against heavy odds, and those who had died were not dead because of some personal failing of mine. The realization made me want to cry again. I still did not know what had happened to my company." So, like I said, this was the massive German counterattack that he happened to bear the brunt of in the beginning of the Battle of Bulge. And, you can hear clearly he just thought, it was a local little German attack and we folded. Yeah. But it was a massive German attack, and they put up an incredible resistance.